With such a large cast, 1883 will undoubtedly have you scratching your head and wondering, do I know them? Stay tuned to find out where you've seen or heard the cast of 1883 before. Sam Elliott's career is a long one, and if you're a fan of pretty much any genre, you're likely to have seen him around. The actor is no stranger to playing Western heroes like Shea Brennan, an old cowboy haunted by the recent death of his family to smallpox, who helps guide a wagon train of German settlers north to start a new life.
These Germans got to learn to hold their own, Thomas, or they won't survive the trip. None of us will.
Elliott got his start playing very minor roles in the 60s and the 70s, in cowboy classics like The Way West and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. He enjoyed a steady career and eventually established himself as a leading man in westerns like The Quick and the Dead, Gettysburg, and Tombstone, where he played Virgil Earp, brother to legendary gunslinger Wyatt. The latter was released shortly after the film Wyatt Earp, starring Yellowstone star Kevin Costner, and proved the financial winner. Of course, he was also well known for playing unique supporting parts in movies like The Big Lebowski, where his experience as a cowboy served him well when he played a mysterious stranger who narrates the film. He also appeared in key roles in a pair of early Marvel superhero movies as well. In Ghost Rider, he plays the titular hero's predecessor, a demonic cowboy on a flaming horse, while in The Hulk, he played General Ross, a role he would eventually hand over to William Hurt. If you hadn't paid attention to the press before the premiere of 1883, you might not recognize the actor playing James Dutton at all, even though he's arguably the biggest name on the series. Played by superstar country crooner Tim McGraw, the singer and part-time thespian donned a scruffy beard and dirty hat to play the original patriarch of the Dutton family, heading north to found what will eventually become the Dutton Ranch. McGraw was already a hit country singer when he made his acting debut in an episode of The Jeff Foxworthy Show in 1997. And over the 2 decades that followed, he appeared in movies like Flicka, Friday Night Lights, and Tomorrowland. However, if you recognize him, it's almost certainly from his musical career, where the 3-time Grammy Award winner has become a superstar with singles like It's Your Love, Just to See You Smile, and Live Like You Were Dying. He's also the husband of fellow country sensation singer Faith Hill, his 1883 co-star, who plays his on-screen wife. As series creator Taylor Sheridan explained to Deadline, McGraw first played James Dutton in a flashback sequence in an early 4th season episode of Yellowstone, which led to Paramount immediately asking for a spin-off based around McGraw's character. 1883 marks McGraw's first significant acting role in a series, and he leads 1883 with a cool swagger. Country singer and occasional actor Faith Hill has had an even shorter Hollywood career than her husband Tim McGraw, but is every bit as talented in front of the camera as she is behind a microphone. Her first major Hollywood appearance came in the 2004 Nicole Kidman thriller The Stepford Wives. She had a bigger role in the 2017 film Dixieland before she joined the cast of 1883.
You lied.
I did, didn't I?
What kind of a woman drinks coffee?
I can't wait to hear this lecture on womanhood.
Like her husband, Faith Hill is far better known for her singing career. Regardless of whether you're a fan of country music or not, you're likely to recognize some of her many hits, which include the 1998 country single This Kiss, which had crossover success as a mainstream chart topper, or the 1999 single Breathe. She also contributes memorable songs to movie soundtracks like Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor, the 2000 holiday feature Dr. Seuss' How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and the Disney animated classic Lilo and Stitch. In 2007, she became the voice of NBC's Sunday Night Football theme and sang the national anthem at the 2009 Super Bowl. The Los Angeles Times notes that she even performed at the Obama White House in 2010 and at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony for ABBA that same year. After nearly a decade off from recording, she released The Rest of Your Life in 2017, an album made with her husband, Tim McGraw. Actress Isabel May was not much older than the 17-year-old Elsa Dutton when she landed the part in 1883. According to an interview with Town & Country, she was promised a role by series creator Taylor Sheridan after being turned down for a part in another series, and never expected it to come so soon after her rejection. If you recognize May, you probably know her from just 1 or 2 roles, as she does not have a long Hollywood career, with her first part only coming in 2018. However, since appearing as a background character in the indie drama Age of Summer, the actress has had key parts in several high-profile series. Audiences may recognize Isabel from her recurring role on Young Sheldon as Veronica Duncan, the on-again, off-again love interest of Sheldon's older brother Georgie. As that role wound down, she began starring in the Netflix original series Alexa and Katie, in the title role of Katie Cooper. The streaming teen drama series followed May as the best friend of a young girl diagnosed with cancer. Following her casting in 1883, the actor has secured roles in several movies, including the Netflix romantic comedy I Want You Back, and a teen comedy called The Moon and Back. Actor LaMonica Garrett may be best known to comic book fans for his role as the Anti-Monitor, a cosmic DC Comics villain who made appearances across 5 different connecting superhero shows on the CW. Garrett, as the Anti-Monitor, would feature in The Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and Batwoman during the epic crossover event, Crisis on Infinite Earths. In 1883, he plays Thomas, an agent with the Pinkerton Detective Agency, a real-life private security group with a complicated history. Garrett's biggest role before the new Paramount Plus Western spinoff was as Mike Ritter, the Secret Service agent responsible for Kiefer Sutherland's President Tom Kirkman in the first 2 seasons of the drama Designated Survivor. Beginning with some guest appearances on shows like NCIS, Suits, and CSI Miami, he found a regular recurring role in Sons of Anarchy as Deputy Sheriff Kane. He also appears as Adonis in the Hulu series The Hot Wives of Las Vegas, a satirical send-up of soap opera reality shows. Just before taking on the role of Thomas in 1883, he appeared in an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and had a recurring part in the Oprah Winfrey Network drama Delilah. He also appears as Commander Bill Cox in the Amazon original drama The Terminalist, about a Navy SEAL who struggles with his return home after a covert mission gone wrong. Yusuf is played by German actor Marc Rissman, who got his start in a string of German films. However, audiences stateside should know him well from his small but important role in the HBO fantasy series Game of Thrones, where he played Harry Strickland, head of House Strickland. He appears in the Battle of King's Landing, where he clashes directly with Jon Snow, Davos, Tyrion, and their armies.
In any event, you are most welcome here in King's Landing, Captain Strickland.
We look forward to fighting on your behalf, Your Grace.
Audiences may also recognize Rissman as Wilhelm Gortzman from The Man in the High Castle. However, it may have been Rissman's role in the film Overlord that secured him the part as Gortzman, as he played the part of Scherzer, a twisted Nazi officer operating in occupied France. As Ennis, actor Eric Nelsen is set up for a significant role on one of streaming television's most talked about new dramas. It could wind up being a career-making performance for the actor, who's mostly made a name for himself as a guest star on shows like NCIS, The Blacklist, The Following, and Blue Bloods. Nelsen may be most recognized, however, from when he made regular appearances in the popular soap opera All My Children in 2013. There, he played the character of A.J. Chandler across more than 40 episodes. He's also had recurring roles in web series that include The Bay and Fracture. But 1883 is his first time appearing in the main cast of a major network series. James Landry Hébert is no stranger to westerns, though it's been a while for him since he suited up in a cowboy hat. In 2012, he appeared in an episode of neo-western Longmire, and had a 3-episode stint a year later as a cowboy in the artificial Wild West theme park of Westworld. He recently starred in Not So Wild West and Sunset Cowboys, where he played a Hollywood cowboy stuntman. Fans of Stranger Things may recognize Hébert as the character of Axel from the series' 2nd season, the mohawked member of the gang that Eleven hides out with while in Pittsburgh. He later appeared in Taken, the television adaptation of the popular Liam Neeson-led film series, where he got his first shot as a member of a series' main cast. Crime drama fans may recall his part as Miles Hewitt in the Frank Darabont event series Mob City. Other memorable parts for Hébert include playing a former Soviet officer in Marvel's Agent Carter, and a small role as Clem in Quentin Tarantino's 2019 film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Based on a real-life historical figure, the character of U.S. Marshal Jim Courtright is played by Hollywood legend Billy Bob Thornton. His well-known roles are many, and though his only Oscar is for his work as a screenwriter, he's received his share of recognition for his work in front of the camera too. Until recently, however, he may have been best known for his role as Carl Childers in the 1996 drama Sling Blade, or even for his short-lived relationship with Angelina Jolie. However, a string of high-profile prestige TV roles have made him famous with a whole new generation, beginning with his role as serial killer and sociopath Lorne Malvo in the 2014 television spin-off of Fargo.
Your problem is you spent your whole life thinking there are rules. There aren't.
From there, Thornton took the lead role in the Amazon original series Goliath, a legal drama where he played Billy McBride, a downtrodden lawyer looking to resurrect his career. You may also recognize Thornton as the titular Bad Santa in the 2003 film and its 2016 sequel, or his roles in movies like the remake of Bad News Bears, the sports drama Friday Night Lights, and the acclaimed Monsters Ball. On television, he's had guest appearances on The Big Bang Theory and performed voice work on American Dad, King of the Hill, and Cat Dog. Not much is known of little Audie Rick, the newcomer to Hollywood who has taken on the role of the first John Dutton, the great-grandfather to Yellowstone patriarch and namesake to the character played by Kevin Costner. With the only earlier part to his credit on IMDb being a Star Wars fan film that saw him play a young Luke Skywalker, 1883 seems to mark his professional acting debut. Whatever the case, the child actor now appears on one of the biggest new streaming releases of the year. Should the Yellowstone prequel series run for more than a few seasons, fans may get to see Rick and his character John Dutton grow up on screen. Sam visits the wagon train to trade along with a small group of Native Americans, but quickly develops a budding romance with Elsa.
How do you say my name?
Lightning with the yellow hair.
Sam may be a newcomer to 1883 in Episode 7, but Martin Sensmeier should look familiar for fans of the show's parent series. The actor appeared on Yellowstone as Martin, a swim instructor helping Casey's wife Monica recover from her injuries after being attacked at her son's school. The pair develop a romance of their own, although Monica quickly breaks it off. It remains to be seen if Sam is an ancestor of Martin's, but anything is possible given the show's many connections. Aside from Yellowstone, Western fans may remember Sensmeier for his role as the young Native American warrior Red Harvest in the 2016 remake of The Magnificent Seven. He also had a recurring role as Wa-Natan, another Native American warrior, in Season 2 of the sci-fi series Westworld. Though you'd be forgiven for not recognizing the actor, as he was covered in thick white body paint for the part. Outside of those series, Sensmeier appeared in The Liberator as Sergeant Coldfoot and in an episode of FBI, where he played a man forced to take the law into his own hands after his daughter goes missing. Colton, an old friend of Wade and Ennis, joins the wagon train in Episode 6. Colton is played by Noah LaGrosse, who has a short but impressive resume. Before joining the series, LaGrosse headlined the 2019 horror film The Beach House as Randall, one half of a young couple who goes on vacation only to find a frightening older couple threatening their lives. 1883 isn't the only streaming series LaGrosse has appeared on, as his first major role was a regular spot on the Netflix teen drama The Get Down. There he played the character of Thor, a young graffiti artist and love interest to Jaden Smith's Dizzy. Even if you don't recognize LaGrosse, you may be familiar with his family lineage, as his father is actor James LaGrosse. The elder LaGrosse had a memorable ongoing role in the FX series Justified as Wade Messer, a drug addict who can't seem to keep his nose clean and keeps causing trouble. According to Britannica, the character of Charles Goodnight is based on a real-life historical figure, a famous rancher and former Texas Ranger who roamed the West throughout the late 1800s. In 1883, he appears as an old friend of Shea Brennan's and helps the convoy fight off cattle raiders. When they part, Goodnight remarks it's not likely that they will see each other again. However, given the actor who plays him, it's not hard to imagine Goodnight turning up again. That's because Goodnight is played by the creator of both Yellowstone and 1883, Taylor Sheridan. Yellowstone fans will remember him in the recurring role of horse trainer Travis Wheatley, and he's also well known for his part in Sons of Anarchy as David Hale. As an actor, Sheridan has also had a regular role in Veronica Mars, where he played Danny Boyd, as well as small parts in episodes of Star Trek Enterprise, CSI, NYPD Blue, and NCIS Los Angeles. But it's as a screenwriter that Sheridan has had most of his success, as he not only created Yellowstone in 1883, but also the Jeremy Renner drama Mayor of Kingstown. He was nominated for an Academy Award for his screenplay for 2016's Hell or High Water, and wrote the action drama Sicario. Playing Claire Dutton, sister to protagonist James, Dawn Olivieri appears in a new kind of role for her. Claire is prim and proper, not used to the rough living of a woman on the western frontier.
James, your children are feral. Absolutely feral.
Hello, Claire.
Hi.
Previous parts for the actor include her stint on House of Lies as Monica Talbot, the career-minded consultant and sexually aggressive ex-wife to Iron Man star Don Cheadle. Speaking of superheroes, Olivieri once voiced Iron Man's girlfriend, Pepper Potts, in the animated series Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and had a recurring part in a Heroes webisode series in 2009. She's also played several law enforcement roles in shows like Lucifer, Secrets and Lies, and Rosewood. In 2017, she appeared in the CBS drama SEAL Team alongside David Boreanaz as Amy Nelsen, a private security specialist working out of Afghanistan in the series' first season. Just before 1883, she had a recurring role in the miniseries The Hot Zone, Anthrax, a scripted drama on National Geographic. Though her 1883 character doesn't last beyond the first pair of premiere episodes, Claire Dutton was the unforgettable type of character that audiences love to hate, and it would be a shame if that were the last we saw of her. Romani immigrant Noemi plays more of a background role through the first half of 1883 Season 1, but slowly becomes one of its most important characters. Lost and alone after the death of her husband, she charms and romances the Pinkerton agent Thomas, and the two are now one of the show's best couples. A newcomer to the screen, actress Gratiela Brancusi plays the widow Noemi in her first professional acting role. A former marketing executive for the LA-based theater company The Actors Gang, she's recently switched careers to become an actor and is already impressing audiences as the haunted Noemi. According to The Sun, audiences familiar with the world of celebrity gossip may recognize her as the now ex-wife of Shawshank Redemption star Tim Robbins. But based on her performance so far in 1883, she's very likely about to become a better-known name on her own merits. Episode 6, Boring the Devil, sees a gruff, short-tempered cook join the caravan. The appropriately nicknamed Cookie is hired by Thomas to be their resident cook and is paid handsomely to make sure everyone in the group has good meals on their journey. However, his sour mood riles up the ire of Margaret Dutton when he curses in front of her young son. He also tends to defy Shay and James, which gets him into trouble. Playing the role of Cookie is an actor that fans of Taylor Sheridan's other works will surely be familiar with, James Jordan. Jordan appeared in the Sheridan-penned film Wind River, and in both of Sheridan's two other recent hits, the 1883 parent series Yellowstone and the Paramount Plus crime drama Mayor of Kingstown. In Yellowstone, Jordan plays similarly irascible livestock agent Sergeant Steve Hendon, who works under Casey Dutton and gets into trouble more than once due to his dim-wittedness. In Mayor of Kingstown, Jordan plays the recurring role of Ed Simmons, the tyrannical corrections officer who became a target during a massive prison riot. He also had an ongoing role as Tim Foyle on Veronica Mars, and made several one-off appearances in shows like The Mentalist, Justified, Fargo, and CSI. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite TV shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.